I actually like sharing my study tips because I believe so much that they got me to where I am right now, and they got me through nursing school so well. So I actually like sharing some of these because at times they might work for you, they might not work for you because we are all different students, but implementing it and kind of trying using it in your own way is usually a really better method to get you through it here. Hey there, beautiful people. So if you're new here, my name is Lois Odor, and on the channel I talk about nursing, also do vlogs. So if you're interested in that, make sure that you consider clicking on that subscribe button. So when I talk about study tips, I actually know I'm fit to talk about this. Being a graduate and having gone through all those stuff about college and studies, I know I'm usually fit to give advice when it comes to this. So the first thing I'd like to say before I start giving the tips out is that what you're getting right now, or whichever grade that you got when you're in high school, doesn't mean that you're not going to pass the other exams. Doesn't mean that you're going to fail all exams only because you failed a previous one. The only thing you need is change. You need to change your ways of studying, and then you start seeing a change in your grades. It doesn't mean that only because you failed your first semester, now you feel like you're going to fail the entire time, even your final exams. When you put change in it and you start using the right study tips, you're going to see a difference. So it doesn't matter what you got before. What matters is what you're going to get ahead of this and what you're going to get in your following exams. So the first thing is do things one at a time. Live your life a day at a time. Let's say you failed in you failed in anatomy. There's a certain topic that made you fail. Just say, today I'm going to sit and study that topic until I get it so well. Be consistent, study it, get revision papers, be consistent, and at last you'll get it. Like, do one thing at a time. Don't overdo it. Not that you failed anatomy, you want to take the entire textbook, you want to read it from page to page, you want to read like crazy only because you want to pass and maybe be better the next time. That won't work. Do things one at a time. That's how you'll understand stuff. You don't like do the entire thing like that. Go to that paper that has been given to you. Try and look, what is it that I never got? Why is it that I never got this question? It's because I never understood this topic. It's because I was never in class whenever this topic was taught. Go and dive into that. Go and realize what is it that you're going to improve in that. So when you do it and then you feel like you've already understood it, and whenever you do a question, you can even answer a question, reward yourself. Tell yourself, I've done it and now I'm good at it. Reward yourself, take a break, go out and relax. Because whenever you're hard on yourself, you won't be motivated. The only thing that will motivate you is if you work and you reward yourself, you're motivated to do it again the next day. So work, motivate yourself, do better the next day, do it one day at a time. The second tip is make sure that you have courage. Let fear not take over you. Even if it is fear of failure or fear of anything, let fear not take over you. Because at times, let's say you have assessment, you feel like you're afraid because it's something you've never done before. Just have courage. Me actually tell myself, I've never done this thing before, but I'm going to be good at it. The people who did it 20 years ago, the people who did it 10 years ago, there's someone who did it 5 years ago, there's someone even who did it last month and they passed, so I'm going to do it. Like, just push yourself, have that courage that you're going to do it, and then you just see the results coming out positive only because you believe in yourself. So have courage, let fear not take over your life. When you allow fear in your life, you're not going to proceed, you're not going to go anywhere with fear. You have to have that courage, and then just know that at times you might fail, but that doesn't mean it is the end of things. That is just a stepping stone for you to get up and do even much better. So no fear, you have courage. And that brings me to tip number 3, is that have the right attitude. And at times, you might be having the right attitude, but you have the wrong friends, because if your friends have the wrong attitude, they're going to influence you. So make sure you have the right attitude and you keep the right kind of friends who are going to boost that attitude and not bring it down. Because you might be having a right attitude towards a certain course. Let's say you have a good attitude towards anatomy, and then you find friends who tell you, anatomy is so hard, we should never discuss that topic, we should never even do it, we'll just survive, we'll just even do a supplementary exam. That will get into you because of the attitude that they have. So make sure you have the right attitude and you stay around people who have the right attitude so that they can even influence you positively. So for me, my attitude used to be, I used to tell myself it is easy. Like, even before I do that exams, even before I start studying, I tell myself this is going to be easy. I'm going to study, I'm going to understand. So just tell yourself When you have that kind of attitude, you tell yourself it's easy, I'm going to understand, I'm going to pass. I'm telling you it's going to happen because you already told your mind. You know, these things about studying and about working, everything in life comes from the mind. Your mindset changes everything. When you tell your mind it's easy, I'm going to do it, you're going to do it. And also be grateful. Remember, there's someone who wanted that position you're in. There's someone who has been applying for college for the past 5 years, but they've never gotten in. So be grateful and tell yourself, like, at least I had the opportunity to get here. So when you have that kind of attitude of being grateful, know your motive, like I came here to study and I came here to do this and this. So when you have your motive right in your mind, you're going to go towards the right direction. The thing is, create time for your studies. Like, no one is coming to create time for you. No one is coming to give you motivational speeches like in high school so that you can create your timetable or something. You remember in high school, whenever we had these motivational speakers, they come to college and they talk to us, and then we are there. The next day, everyone is making a timetable. Every desk has a new timetable, and you are so motivated. Like, now, no one is going to come and tell you to make a timetable or something. So you need to push yourself to create time for you to study. Like, no one is going to tell you when to study, because most of the time after class, it's your own choice. You can do whatever you want. But remember, you need to create time. Like, try and create time to study. It gets so hard when you want to study during the last minute because you'll have a lot of work. For me, what I used to do is, like, when you're done with classes, before we go home, we usually have a certain period of time whereby people are just like roaming around, making stories. So you can just spend like the next 30 minutes or 1 hour. Even if you have a group, you go through what you learned in class that day, then that will stick. It will kind of stick, so that whenever you're doing your discussions, the time that you are almost doing your exams, it is something that already you know. So create time. You just have to have your own schedule. It's so hard to make a schedule in college, because college is fun. College is where you have to do everything. It's fun. You're making friends. You want to go for parties. You have so many things in your mind. But then, it's fine. It's fine to have all that fun, but remember, you need to create time for your studies, because apart from like discovering yourself and making friends, you know, the other thing that brought you to college is to study. So try and create your own time, even if it is after classes in the evening or in the morning before you go to class. You read something that you were taught yesterday or something you're supposed to be taught today. Just get to create your own time to study. Or else it's going to get hard for you that when you want to study everything during the last minute. The other thing, avoid procrastinating. Like, if you want to study, if you tell yourself today you want to study today 8 p.m., push yourself to do it. The moment you keep on pushing all those tasks each and every time, you push them ahead, like, they'll pile up and you'll have so many things to do that you won't be able to do. So don't procrastinate and just concentrate one thing at a time. If it's time for you to study, it's better for you to take that first 30 minutes and 1 hour study, then go back to your phone and other things, than keep on 1 minute you're back to your phone, so you're not even concentrating. Concentrate during the given time, then when you want to do the other things, you can do them later on. And then the last tip that I'm going to say today is make sure that you attend classes. I usually say this, but I know it sounds crazy because people say, oh, attending classes is for those losers, kerere, but make sure you attend classes. You know, it's better for you to attend classes and not read so much than continue reading and you've never attended classes. At times when you attend classes, there's something that you'll hear that will just stick in your mind. So make sure you attend classes. If you have group discussions, attend these discussions. But make sure that whenever you attend a certain group discussion, you already have an idea in your mind. Because at times you might be going there and people are discussing and you don't even have an idea what's happening. So I usually see some people try and depend on group discussion. You cannot depend on group discussions. You also have to have your own idea first before you try to listen to someone else's idea. Because you need to know how you understand it first before you listen to how someone else has understood it. So yeah, attend classes, make your own schedules, group discussions, have a short notebook, have flashcards. Like, there's a video where I told you guys that I wanted to create flashcards for you guys. I'll show a certain example here whereby they look neat and they look like kind of well organized, because at times you might have these short notebooks and you keep on losing them, these papers you keep on losing them, and at times they look so discouraging, especially if you're a visual learner. So I used to wish I had flashcards, and I told myself, like, after college I'll try and make flashcards, but I don't know if I should make flashcards. If you guys are interested in flashcards, you can tell me down in the comment section. Maybe I'll think about making that. Yeah. So yeah, this is not the first video I made about study tips. Like, I have other 2 or 3 videos about study tips, also for anatomy and physiology. I think I'll link them down in the description box so that you can see more tips about how to study in college and how to get A's, how to pass your anatomy and physiology. So you can check them out down here, you can check them out on my channel. And yeah, so that's it for today, guys. See you on my next video. Bye bye.